I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best.
Hello and welcome to Castle's Corner. I'm Coach Castle, and I'm joined today by two very special guests. On my left I got Van, and on my right I got Will. Both of them have been clients of mine for a little while. Van's about a month, and Will's coming up on a year now. Later on I'll have a few other clients, 2 years, 3 years, etc., coming on the chat as well. But I thought it would be really fun to do a quick, fun podcast today, talk about what they've learned, what their impressions have been working with me, how their opinions have shifted, things that they really find beneficial from learning things from me, etc. But you probably don't need to hear me talk, so let's start with Will. Will, before you started working with me, what was your opinions on exercise and working out?
Oh, I enjoyed working out and exercising. It's just getting my motivation back to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Now, going to the gym before working with me, how long were you typically spending actually doing your exercise in the gym?
When I would go, I'd probably spend about an hour.
About an hour. And what did it look like when you went? Like, what was the kind of pattern you did?
Low reps, heavy weights.
Low reps, heavy weights. Did you have a plan or a bodybuilder or an athlete you followed, or did you go by feel, no real plan?
I wouldn't say a plan. Just what I had always done for years. Same stuff over and over again. Bench press, incline press, squats, all the normal stuff that most people train.
Van, what about you? Working out before me?
I was a mess.
Well, I know you didn't work out consecutively, but I know you did do some stuff. So what did you get up to before me? What were your thoughts, impressions?
Went in partially for the socialization. It helped me get through kind of a therapy thing. Just the monotonous act of doing it. I'd spend about 2 hours in the gym each time I'd go. I'd spend some of the time doing cardio just to try to get a heart rate up, sometimes elliptical or something like that to feel like I'm doing something. And then I'll just make it the routines as I go.
Now, let me just go to Will real quick because he's been with me longer. So, Will, what are your thoughts on exercising now? Say you're not here with me, but you go to the gym without me. What does it look like nowadays?
Well, it's obviously quicker. I'm doing more cardio.
Keep talking. I'm just
styles,
grabbing a paper towel.
Different types of training that I did normally do. The higher reps, the lower weights, the single body parts instead of multiple muscles at once. Single muscles at once.
How long are you there for, time-wise, do you think?
Including the cardio, maybe 40 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how long I gotta wait for something.
Nice. Now, that being said, what would you say, it's going to sound kind of a weird question, but do you feel you have more confidence with your workouts that what you're doing is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing?
Well, yeah, I definitely see the results that I didn't see before.
Well, the results, but on top of the results, I mean, results are nice, but on top of that, it's kind of like, I know that when I go here today, I just have to do this one movement for my bicep, and I have to do it for this number of reps. I don't have to do 3 different exercises for biceps.
Right.
I don't have to do biceps 17 times this week. I have to do it twice this week, a couple sets, one movement. I mean, that's a different kind of a feeling than saying, I don't know if what I'm doing going to the gym is the best thing or not. Like, I hope this is the right way I'm doing it. I hope doing all of these exercises is necessary. I hope this is the right number of sets and reps. I hope this is the right frequency. You know what I mean? Now you don't hope, you know.
Right.
It's a very different thing. Now, Van, you're learning this kind of stuff. So one of the first lessons I introduced you to is what intensity actually is. We learned that about 2 weeks in, after you've been practicing the movements, and you actually took it to a very near failure. That was your squats. We also did biceps like that as well. Now, do you remember what that felt like? Have you taken a workout to that place before?
If I have, it was not nearly the intensity or whether it's weight or reps. Usually I give up about halfway.
Now, what caused you to, let's say, give up? Why did you stop? Why didn't you keep going? And prior, obviously.
Years of training of everyone, like, if it hurts, don't do it. Just do this number of reps. Basically what you're told by everyone else. That this is how it's done, this is the right way to do it. Figure out your own combination, but this is what you have.
Now, what's one of the, so far, because you've been about a month now, so what's one of the most important pieces of information you think you've taken away from what I've taught you so far?
just keeping with it.
Consistency?
Yeah. If you're going to try to think you're going to stop, just keep going until you can't do anymore.
During the exercise.
Correct.
So continuing to set past where you think you're able to,
Absolutely.
with control, not using momentum, right? Because you're not very picky about that. You keep everything exactly where it needs to be. And that's a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of interesting. You don't really get sore after training with me, I presume.
No.
Not really, right?
Nope.
Say, Will, how about you? Do you get sore? It's pretty rare,
Very
right?
rarely.
And when you get sore, I usually tell you, you'll be sore. And I know, and I'm not psychic, I just know you'll be sore because you're doing a different movement pattern or a different loading scheme than you've previously done. So it's, not shocking the muscles, but it's introducing them to something they haven't been introduced to before.
And that's when you normally get sore.
Yeah. So let's take it off exercise for a second because, as you know, that's just one thing I focus on. How about diet?
Diet, I've learned.
Not dieting. We don't diet. We don't do dieting. But how do you think about food nowadays?
I mean, I've always kind of followed a pretty healthy diet, but now I'm more focused on my protein intakes, where before I didn't, fluctuate from very little to a lot. Now it's more of a constant throughout the day.
Daily thing. You're not like, oh my God, I have to get enough protein. You're just like, I got to make sure I get it in my meal, right? It's not a big deal. You're not stressing about it.
No,
it's just a little thing.
Yeah.
What about healthy carbs versus carbs everybody else eat? Healthy fats versus fats everybody else eat? I mean, you know the difference now. So
of course, yeah.
you make these selection with your food, and how does it impact your life, your, kind of how you exist, if you will, how
Well, I
you
have to say
survive?
no a lot.
Yeah, of course.
No cake, no brownies,
No.
none of this, none of that.
You don't do it every time, though.
Pretty much.
Really, every time?
I'm pretty,
Well, that's good. I don't do it
I'm
every
pretty
time.
strict on my diet.
I take it
how
easy
I eat, I
sometimes.
should say.
I take it easy. I always, stick consistent, mostly eat healthy. But I mean, you both know I have a pizza or donuts or something once a week. I mean, it is what it is.
But like on the boat, people bring food all the time, and they're always like,
Right.
"Oh, here, have this, have that, have that."
Now we just talked about diet a couple days ago, and we addressed healthy carbs versus unhealthy carbs, and healthy fats versus unhealthy fats. So it wasn't long.
I'm
It was
still
a
not
very
discriminating.
It was a very brief lecture, I know. But did anything about that surprise you? How easy it was to actually tell the difference between the two?
Absolutely.
Like, how do you, don't use my words, but how do you knowingly, how would you distinguish a healthy fat from an unhealthy fat, a healthy carb from an unhealthy carb? What do you think? And it's okay if you get it wrong. I mean, you just learn
that's
this
just
stuff.
years from looking at the glycemic index, knowing that with carbs, for instance, with potatoes versus sweet potatoes. I was trained to know that.
Take it even simpler. You're thinking way too much.
Sugars.
You're thinking way too much. All right, Will, how about that? Can you make it simpler for me? What's a healthy carb versus an unhealthy carb? Make it even simpler. Make it even simpler.
Like fried chicken would be an unhealthy carb with the breading and the grease,
Okay, why would that be an unhealthy carb, do you think?
because it's really not a natural occurring carb, I guess you would say.
Well, it's a quick digesting carbohydrate. That's the bread. It's that itself is not bad necessarily, but it's a quick digesting carbohydrate. So that's one thing to know about it. The second thing to know about it is the way it's actually cooked. So if it's fried in trans fat, which most fryers are full of, that's canola oil. Now I don't want to make this a lecture, but basically all vegetable oils. Just take grapeseed for example. We know grapeseed. Grapeseed, just to get a single pint of it, you have to crush 200,000 rape seeds. Those which then need to be basically added to bleach to deodorize them and make them clean, fit for human consumption. These used to be used to oil war machines, engines, automobiles, these things. They had too much of it, so they said, you know what, let's just feed it to people. That's an unhealthy fat. That's for an unhealthy carb. It's a carbohydrate which has been processed in any way. It doesn't matter. A healthy carbohydrate would be a vegetable. I mean, it hasn't been processed yet. You get the idea. A fruit, it hasn't been processed yet. Something like pudding, sugar, cake, brownie, cracker, these have been processed. It doesn't mean they're bad, but they're going to be quicker digesting. They're going to be more processed, not as healthy for you, that's all. And again, I know you guys are not equipped to summarize this the way that I am, so don't worry about it. So the last thing I'd ask you guys is probably impressions from working with me. So you've worked with me for about a year now, Will. So what are your impressions from working with me? What do you think?
I like the motivation to come here, get the extra motivation I wouldn't get by myself at the gym.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Now, how are the workouts? Because people don't see how I coach people too much. So I mean, I'm yelling at you, I'm getting you motivated, I'm saying all kinds of crazy things to you, I'm educating you. What's that like?
Well, the crazy stuff doesn't really.
You kind of roll your eyes
I don't
sometimes.
digest
Yeah, I know. You
yeah.
roll your eyes at me a lot. I know.
But the learning aspect I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how about you, Ben?
That's one of the things I like most about it. You take away something besides just the workout.
Mhm.
There's always information tied in with it, that it's not just doing the motions or just being put through a program. You're actually learning while you're doing it.
And that's the important thing, because when you're done with me, you're good. You don't have to have a trainer again. You don't have to have a dietitian or something again. You're all good.
Right.
Now, we're not going to get into respiratory today. Maybe next time we'll talk about respiratory health. So let's get into the final thing I'm going to have you guys do. It's real simple. We're going to do a sudden death exercise selection. Probably let's just do bicep curls to keep it simple. You both are going to be given a dumbbell. Each hand, you guys are going to be doing bicep curls at the same time. I will be asking you questions as you're doing bicep curls. If you start losing quality, disqualified. If you get the question right, you get a point. Whoever gets the most questions right gets a prize. The prize is just going to be a free coaching session with me this time because it's our first time doing this. Next time it'll be something more extravagant. Are we ready to get started?
Sure.
Let's go. All right, Van, why don't you come up here and show everybody what you got? It's a 25-pound plastic, essentially adjustable dumbbell thing. You can put more or less water in it. Both of them are filled to the brim right now. Mr. Van and Mr. Will both have one. You guys are going to go ahead and do bicep curls. Make sure that you're keeping it synced together so you're curling at the same time. It's going to be 1 second up, 4 seconds down. I'm going to be asking you questions. Whoever answers correctly first gets the point. Any questions before we begin? No. We'll start curling. Up 1, 4 seconds down. Keep pace with each other. That's 1. Nice and easy, guys. If the goal is hypertrophy, do you want to have more sets with light weight or less sets with low reps, high weight?
I would say less reps, high weight.
Say the first.
Keep pumping, keep going, guys.
Answer A.
Answer A, which is?
More reps, less weight.
Okay. Will gets the point. Question 2. How many seconds are you supposed to properly be inhaling and how many seconds properly exhaling?
5 and 5. For a normal breath.
Will, you gonna think that's right or what?
Depends on which breathing.
Normal breathing.
Normal breathing.
Normal breathing, daily breathing.
I would say 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out.
Final answers? Oh, Van got you. It's supposed to be 5.5 nasally inhale, 5.5 exhale, either nasally or mouth. It doesn't matter. Well, Van's closer, so he gets the point. Next question. What is a more effective exercise for the pectorals? Flat bench press or decline bench press?
Decline.
All right. Will said it first. Will's 2, Van's 1. Next question. What is more effective if the goal is musculature hypertrophy? Barbells or dumbbells?
Dumbbells.
Why?
Dumbbells isolate each muscle, each arm, each muscle.
Bilateral deficit is created when using barbells, but you're not wrong, so I'll take it. Final question. Final question, guys. Final question is going to be... Keep moving. Why aren't you curling? Keep curling. Final question is, what is more productive for hypertrophy? The concentric or the contracting of the muscle, or the eccentric or the lengthening of the muscle? Which part is more important for hypertrophy?
Lengthening.
Eccentric lengthening. That's Van's point. So who wins? You guys not keeping track?
No, you're counting.
3, right?
Will got 3. Will wins, but Van almost got it. So, Will, you get a free coaching session with me. And why don't we just see who's going to finish bicep curls first while we're at it? You guys are both almost done. 4 seconds time. Look at those veins popping out. Gee, who would have known water would be so hard to do? That's not 4 seconds down, Van. What are you doing with your life? Come on, come on, come on. 4 seconds down. We'll have to count it. Up we go. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Up we go. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Come on, a couple more, guys. Let me get 5 more reps out of you. 5 more reps. No swing, no swing, no momentum. Finish up, finish strong. You're both champions today as far as I'm concerned. Getting uncomfortable on camera with me is one thing. Doing a workout on camera is another. Competing is a whole nother one. Every little bit counts. Don't forget, get your finger exercise in and help me out at the same time. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.